Did that breaker just trip? Or is your battery icon flashing red at you? Yeah, when civilization takes a coffee break and everything goes sideways, it's not just about matches and soup cans anymore. Picture this: 90 days completely unplugged. No electricity, no internet, no DoorDash, just you, your supplies, and whatever you grabbed before reality got weird. Sound scary? It should. But relax, we're about to hook you up with the 8 critical preps that'll upgrade your survival mode from "oh crap" to "yeah, I planned for this." Before you end up stumbling around like a lost extra in a zombie flick, smash that subscribe button. We're serving up more prepper wisdom that might actually save your life when things get real. Now grab your emergency kit, or build one, and let's break down the 8 game changers you absolutely need to make it through 90 days when the lights stay off. Number 8. Long-term food supply, non-perishables. When electricity disappears and society hits the panic button, the absolute first thing that goes from necessity to nightmare is your meal situation. Your refrigerator? Worthless. Your oven? A useless steel monument to better days. And that pizza app you love? Yeah, consider it extinct. This is why stockpiling a long-term food supply isn't just clever, it's absolutely essential. We're not suggesting you throw some instant noodles in a cabinet and pat yourself on the back. Nah, we're talking about assembling a reserve of calorie-packed, forever-lasting food that sustains you for 3 solid months without driving you crazy or watching your strength fade away. Freeze-dried meals are the MVPs of disaster cuisine. You literally just pour in water, warm if you're lucky, cold if you're not, and boom, you're eating beef stroganoff, morning eggs, or spicy chili like you're on some bizarre wilderness retreat during the end times. These pouches are vacuum sealed, barely weigh anything, and stay good for up to 25 years. Which means if you stock up today, technically your great-grandchildren could crack one open and still fend off the mutant hordes. Companies like Mountain House and ReadyWise legitimately don't taste like cardboard either. We're not claiming it's Michelin star quality, but it's galaxies beyond gnawing on cold lagoons in total darkness. And let's talk staples. Rice, pasta, and oats are your carbohydrate champions. They're dirt cheap, simple to stash, and ridiculously adaptable. Pasta morphs into basically anything: soup foundation, cold salad, or even emergency mac and cheese. Oats work perfect for mornings or even thickening up your stew game. And rice? It's your culinary blank slate for whatever canned treasure you've hoarded. Combine rice with canned black beans and some seasoning, and suddenly you're enjoying comfort food while civilization crumbles outside your windows. Pro tip: seal these in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and they'll outlast your mortgage. Canned goods are another absolute essential. Proteins, legumes, vegetables, whatever. It's consumption ready, straight from the tin, which matters big time when cooking fuel is scarce or totally gone. Tuna, chicken, chili, mixed veggies. These containers deliver the protein, the nutrition, and that psychological boost. You probably don't appreciate it now, but after 7 days of emergency living, a can of sweet corn hits like birthday cake. Plus, grab the pull-tab varieties if you want to skip that ancient ritual of hunting for your can opener when it's pitch black, you're exhausted, and hunger rage is taken over. Now let's highlight 2 underrated legends of the survival stockpile: peanut butter and powdered milk. Peanut butter is essentially survival currency. It's loaded with good fats, protein, and it tastes like happiness in a container. Just 1 spoonful delivers enough fuel to keep you functioning when everything else is begging for rest. Powdered milk, meanwhile, might not win beauty contests, but it's insanely practical. It provides calcium and protein, and it's a total lifesaver when you're whipping up instant potatoes, mac and cheese, or even just a splash in your instant coffee or cereal. And for those wanting the zero-hassle, just-let-me-survive approach, emergency food buckets are your answer. These are pre-assembled, stackable, airtight containers packed with complete meals needing only water. From fettuccine alfredo to loaded potato soup, they're engineered for long-haul emergencies and maximum simplicity. You don't need to measure, divide, or even think. Just read the label and eat. Perfect for those moments when the world's collapsing and you just crave a warm meal and a tiny piece of normalcy. Bottom line, long-term food prep is your survival bedrock. Without it, everything else gets exponentially harder. Thinking, moving, staying calm, even resting. Food keeps you breathing, sure, but it also keeps you sane. It's what separates barely hanging on from totally owning the situation. So stock up now before the aisles empty out and future you is standing in front of a bare cupboard holding nothing but regret and a dirty spoon. Number 7. Water storage and purification. Now that your disaster pantry is loaded like a prepper's fever dream, let's discuss something even more critical than food. Because here's the harsh reality. You can last weeks without meals, but only days without water. And when power dies, that tap you mindlessly use for hydration, useless. You're officially cut off from the water grid now. And the challenge is simple: hydrate or deteriorate. First priority, water storage. You'll want to stockpile enough clean water to survive at least 90 days. And here's the survival calculation: 1 gallon per person daily. That handles drinking, basic cooking, and minimal washing. For a household of 4, that's 360 gallons. Sounds insane? It is. But don't freak out. You don't need to dig a moat around your property. Start with durable water storage barrels or containers. 55-gallon drums work great if you got room. Or go with several 5 to 7-gallon jugs you can hide in closets or your basement. Just remember, nobody wants to be rationing water by the teaspoon in week 3. But even if you hoard water like a hydration fanatic, you'll still need contingency plans, because barrels eventually run dry, and rainwater or creek water isn't exactly bottled quality. That's when portable water filters become your salvation. Life Straw, Sawyer Mini, and other pocket-sized purifiers are genuine lifesavers. You can drink directly from a creek or fill a bottle from some questionable puddle and let the filter do its thing, eliminating bacteria, parasites, and even microplastics. Plus, they're featherweight, run without electricity, and process hundreds of gallons. Translation: they transform you into your own mobile water treatment facility. Now, if you're more of a set-and-forget type of prepper, water purification tablets or drops are your low-maintenance miracle solutions. Just drop one into your sketchy water source, wait the specified duration, and boom, safe for consumption. These are perfect for bug-out bags or emergency reserves when filters fail, freeze, or disappear. Pro tip: always verify expiration dates and stock multiple types as insurance. And don't overlook how you're going to transport that water. Imagine trekking half a mile to refill at a stream only to discover you're hauling water back in a mixing bowl. Not optimal. That's why collapsible water containers are clutch. They're storage-friendly, barely weigh anything, and expand to carry multiple gallons. Excellent for harvesting rainwater, transporting water from sources, or just having backup when circumstances turn sketchy. So, let's be honest. Having food is wonderful, but without water, that mac and cheese you stockpile becomes dry disappointment. Keep it accessible, store intelligently, purify like an expert, and treat every drop like liquid platinum. You can skip the shower, sure, but you absolutely cannot skip hydration. Number 6. Solar generator or battery bank. Okay, so you've secured food, you've locked down water, you're basically a well-stocked, well-hydrated survival warrior. But what happens when darkness falls and your home transforms into a haunted void of silence and blackness? That's when reality hits. You need power, because regardless of how off-grid and tough you believe you are, certain things absolutely must stay charged. Flashlights, emergency radios, maybe even a CPAP machine, or that rechargeable fan preventing you from melting into a panic puddle. Enter your new best friend, the solar generator. This isn't your grandfather's loud, fuel-burning monster. We're discussing sleek, silent, sun-powered technology from companies like Goal Zero, Bluetti, and EcoFlow, generators that let you capture the mighty sun and convert it into functional electricity without fumes or gasoline. These devices can keep your electronics powered for days and recharge whenever the sun makes an appearance. Plug in your phone, juice up lights, even run a compact fridge if you're feeling fancy. It's like having your private power plant in a box. Now, if you're working with a tighter budget or don't need to energize your entire bunker, solar charging power banks are totally viable. These compact gadgets absorb sunlight during daytime and deliver enough charge to power your phone, tablet, or USB-dependent equipment at night. Some even feature built-in flashlights, multiple ports, or wireless charging. Toss one in your bug-out bag, and you'll be the MacGyver of mobile energy when everyone else is staring at dead screens. Of course, none of this tech wizardry functions without the accessories, so don't forget your cables, adapters, and rechargeable batteries. Because let's be real, the one moment you desperately need your flashlight is running on dead batteries, and you'll only have AA's. Maintain a small organizer pouch with extra cables, adapters for USB-C, micro USB, Lightning, and a solid stash of rechargeable batteries with a solar-powered charger. That's how you future-proof your equipment and avoid those scream into the darkness moments. So, here's the situation. When everything hits the fan, staying connected, even just to a radio for updates, could mean the difference between surviving and thriving. Keep the electricity flowing, keep your mind sharp, and always maintain a backup battery for your backup battery. Because the sun might rise daily, but your phone definitely won't charge itself. Number 5, lighting solutions. Let's continue the blackout conversation. Because now that you've got the power to charge devices, what about the power to actually see where you're moving when it's completely dark and your house feels like a horror film location? Welcome to the no-light switch existence, where lighting isn't the comfort, it's survival. Look, when the grid genuinely fails, your adorable little desk lamp isn't accomplishing anything. You'll need lighting solutions that don't depend on electricity or positive thinking. And while candles might seem all romantic and nostalgic, they're a fire disaster waiting to ignite. Not to mention, they melt faster than your composure in a blackout. What you actually need are tools that endure, don't drain power, and illuminate your space with serious effectiveness. First up, meet the solar lantern, the underappreciated champion of post-apocalyptic ambiance. These lanterns charge during daylight, hang practically anywhere, and provide gentle but bright illumination that can persist for hours. Some even run all night on a full charge. Many include USB ports to charge your phone or radio too, making them multitasking champions. Plus, no fuel, no racket, no complications. Just sunshine and positive vibes. Next in the survival lighting arsenal, LED flashlights. They're brilliant, efficient, and vastly superior to those ancient flashlights that devour batteries like snacks. A premium LED flashlight can illuminate your entire yard or help you navigate rough terrain after dark. Keep one in every room, your vehicle, your emergency bag, and under your pillow like a genuine light warrior. Even better, combine it with rechargeable batteries. Remember your solar or crank charger from before? And you've got a sustainable lighting system for months. Now let's discuss a personal favorite, headlamps. If you've never worn one, believe us, it's transformative. Hands-free lighting is convenient in regular life and essential in a blackout. Cooking, repairing something, navigating after dark, even reading. A headlamp enables you to do everything without juggling a flashlight in your teeth like a survivalist buccaneer. But what if the sun's absent, batteries are depleted, and you need light now? That's when crank-powered lights enter the mix. You literally just wind them up manually. No sunlight, no batteries, no complications. A few minutes of effort produces enough illumination to handle whatever bizarre scenario the blackout presents. Plus, it's weirdly satisfying, like retro workout meets emergency preparedness. And don't underestimate the modest glow stick. Sure, they won't illuminate a room, but they're incredible for signaling, marking routes, or giving kids or yourself a reassuring glow at night. Snap one, drop it in your tent or hallway, and boom, you've got ambient lighting for hours.
Stock up plenty. They're inexpensive, entertaining, and surprisingly practical. Bottom line, light isn't just about visibility. It's about security, comfort, and preserving your sanity when the world goes black. A well-illuminated shelter maintains morale high, accidents low, and your mental well-being intact when it feels like darkness lasts forever. Number 4, multi-tool and manual tools. You secured food, water, power, and light. Excellent. But now it's time to discuss the tools that keep everything operational when the world decides to hit the ultimate reset button. Because when there's no electricity, no repair service, no YouTube guides to fix what just broke, guess what? It's you against everything, and you'd better arrive equipped with more than duct tape and willpower. Welcome to the age of manual tools and multi-tools, your ticket to accomplishing things when everything goes full primitive. Let's begin with the Holy Grail, the multi-tool. If Batman carried a utility belt for blackouts, it would just be one of these legendary devices. Leatherman, Gerber, or any quality brand works. One tool, infinite possibilities. You've got pliers, screwdrivers, blades, scissors, wire cutters, bottle openers, saws, sometimes even a mini file or ruler for measuring your awesomeness.
Whether you need to repair a broken hinge, open a stubborn can, slice rope, or MacGyver your way through some bizarre survival scenario, a solid multi-tool has your back and fits in your pocket. But speaking of opening cans, don't underestimate the manual can opener. Seriously, this tiny tool is mission critical. You could own a pantry stacked with 200 cans of glorious provisions, but if you can't crack them open, you're just staring at metal frustration. Electric can openers are obsolete. That one you had to squeeze ridiculously hard in college? Trash it. Acquire a solid, easy-turn manual version that won't jam or make you rage quit halfway through meal prep. You'll thank yourself when you're enjoying chili by candlelight. Now let's talk about wood. Because when there's no gas, no heating system, and no central anything, your axe or hatchet becomes the show's star. You'll need it to chop firewood, clear fallen branches, maybe even construct a shelter if circumstances get extremely wild. A quality hatchet serves for cutting, smashing, even basic self-defense if it ever came to that. Just remember, always sharpen it, respect it, and don't swing it around like you're in a medieval fantasy, unless that's your aesthetic. And finally, the unsung hero of grid-down equipment, the hand crank radio. This compact device packs more punch than appearances suggest. It provides access to emergency broadcasts, weather updates, and survival news even when the rest of civilization is off the air. Choose one that also charges devices via USB, includes a built-in flashlight, and receives NOAA alerts. Bonus points if it features solar charging for those sunny days when cranking just isn't on your agenda. So here's the reality. When everything goes manual, these tools aren't just helpful, they're essential. They maintain your systems running, your shelter stable, and your sanity intact. Consider them your survival Swiss Army. You might not deploy them daily, but when you need them, you really need them. Number 3, hygiene and sanitation supplies. All right, now that we've addressed how to stay illuminated, charged, and fed, let's explore one of the less glamorous but absolutely critical aspects of surviving without power: hygiene and sanitation. Because when the world goes dark, dirty, and inconvenient, there's one factor that can make or break your survival: staying clean. And not just for feeling fresh, although that's a pleasant bonus, but because hygiene is fundamental to preventing sickness and disease. Let's face reality. When the power dies and the plumbing decides it's finished, things can become pretty grim. You know that wonderful feeling of stepping into the shower every morning and brushing your teeth? Gone. But don't panic. Because with proper supplies, you can stay cleaner than you'd imagine, even when it feels like you're living in some survivalist lifestyle blog. First up, we have the ultimate survival hack: wet wipes and hand sanitizer. These little champions are your go-to when there's no running water or soap available. Think of wet wipes as your pocket-sized shower. Need to clean your hands after touching something nasty? Done. Face wipe down after an exhausting day? You're set. Trapped in a vehicle during a power outage and can't reach a restroom? Wet wipes have you covered. And don't forget hand sanitizer. A few pumps of that magical gel can give you that I'm not a walking germ factory feeling. Stock up abundantly. They're worth their weight in gold. But let's not dance around it. At some point, you'll need to handle waste disposal. And no, we're not discussing the messy remnants from your canned chili. We're discussing the reality of no running water, no toilet, and nowhere to go. That's where trash bags enter. Yeah, we're talking industrial strength bags. You'll need them for everything, from collecting garbage to containing human waste when you don't have toilet access. Keep plenty on hand for disposal. And if you're feeling extra prepared, double bag everything for ultimate disaster proofing. When things get genuinely real, you'll need a portable toilet or buckets with liners. Trust us, this will be transformative when the entire neighborhood is scrambling for relief. Portable toilets aren't just for camping. They're essential when there's no flushing and you want to avoid creating a biohazard in your own backyard. Add some liners and you've got an easy-to-manage system that minimizes the gross factor. You could even use a 5-gallon bucket with a custom lid. But if you've got the budget, a dedicated portable toilet with proper waste bags is a solid investment. For feminine hygiene, we all understand how challenging it becomes when those specific needs arise. And with limited water or sanitation options, it becomes even trickier. So stock up on pads, tampons, menstrual cups, or whatever your preferred product is.
Consider acquiring extra items like reusable cloth pads or even a portable bidet. Yep, they exist, for a more sustainable, hygienic option. Trust us, having this stuff readily available makes a massive difference to your comfort and your health. And finally, let's not overlook the basics. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, soap, and all those small personal hygiene items that are crucial for maintaining your health. No running water? No problem. There are plenty of waterless soaps available. And dry shampoo is your best friend when you can't shampoo for extended periods. Keep a solid stash of toothpaste and brushes because when you're living through a blackout, nothing feels quite as refreshing as brushing away the day's funk. A quick teeth scrub might be the only thing standing between you and that I'm surviving and thriving vibe. Number 2, warmth and shelter supplies. When the power fails and the cold arrives, survival isn't just about staying alive, it's about staying warm. Emergency Mylar blankets are lifesavers, reflecting 90% of your body heat, and they're lightweight, compact, and affordable. Throw several in your bag or vehicle for instant warmth when you need it most. A cold weather sleeping bag is essential for sleeping outdoors or in freezing conditions. Acquire one rated for at least -20 degrees to ensure warmth, especially when combined with an emergency blanket. For shelter, tents and tarps are your essentials. Tents create windproof, insulated spaces, while tarps can construct emergency shelters or protect supplies. Hand and foot warmers are magical for keeping your extremities toasty for hours. They're perfect for camping or maintaining warmth when the temperature plummets. Finally, pack extra clothes and waterproof gear. Layer up with thermal shirts, fleece jackets, insulated pants, and hats. Waterproof gear is crucial. Staying dry keeps you warm, while wet clothes can trigger hypothermia. With proper gear, you'll be ready to conquer the cold and stay safe. And number 1, first aid kit and medications. When the power dies and help isn't arriving, you need to become your own medic. A fully stocked first aid kit is non-negotiable. Make sure it includes bandages, antiseptic wipes, gauze, medical tape, pain relievers, burn creams, and scissors. You'll also want over-the-counter meds like pain relievers, antihistaminics, and antidiarrheal for immediate relief. Don't forget your prescription medications. Stock up if possible, insulin, blood pressure meds, or whatever else you depend on. It's crucial to have extras in case pharmacy access is cut off. Along with the supplies, keep an emergency first aid guide handy, whether it's a printed book or an offline app. Having instructions for CPR, treating injuries, and handling emergencies will be invaluable when you're on your own. With these items in your kit, you'll be ready to handle minor injuries or medical issues, because when it's up to you, preparedness is everything. If you found these survival essentials helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're always ready for whatever comes next.
Stay prepared, stay safe, and may your gear always be packed and ready for action. Until next time, stay warm, stay smart, and keep thriving.